In a quiet city nestled among rolling hills, there has been a small bakery referred to as Harris Fire. The bakery wasn't big or fancy, but it had a warmth that drew people in. The proprietor, Mr. Harris, was an older guy with silver hair and kind eyes. Every morning, before the solar had even fully risen, he would arrive at the bakery, roll up his sleeves, and begin baking. The scent of fresh bread and pastries drifted through the streets, tempting even the grumpiest townsfolk. However, what in reality set Harris Fireplace apart wasn't the bread it turned into Mr. Harris himself. Every day, he set aside greater loaves of bread for individuals who couldn't have enough money them. Occasionally, it was a struggling mother, other times an elderly guy who lived alone, or a baby who came in with eyes larger than their empty pockets. He in no way asked for repayment. One crisp autumn morning, a young man named Daniel came to town. He had recently lost his activity inside the city and wanted work. Seeing the assist desired register Harris Hearth, he applied and turned into employed. Daniel becomes smart, bold, and constantly calculating, he observed, nearly straightway, that the bakery gave away extra than it bought. He turned into careworn. "Don't you worry about losing money," he requested Mr. Harris one day whilst arranging pastries. Mr. Harris smiled lightly. However, when you focus on giving, something outstanding happens. You find that humans go back the kindness, frequently in ways you mayn't believe. In the beginning, Daniel turned into skeptical. He noticed his co-workers freely giving bread, offering loose pastries, even lending cash to the ones in need. However, over the years, he commenced to note the modifications around the bakery. People who acquired kindness got here, returned not just to pay, however to aid, to help, to share. Word unfolded about the bakery wherein generosity ruled. Families came from neighboring towns. One rainy afternoon, a younger lady named Clara bumped into the bakery, shivering and dripping moist. She had lost her wallet and had no cash to pay for the bread she desperately wanted for her little brother. However, then he remembered Mr. Harris' phrases and the infinite instances he had witnessed the pleasure in giving. He handed her a bag of bread with a reassuring smile. Tears welled up in Clara's eyes. "You don't realize how tons this indicates." She left, leaving Daniel with the unusual warm temperature in his chest, they feeling some distance richer than cash ought to ever buy. Years handed, and Daniel grew into his own role as a baker and a mentor. Mr. Harris sooner or later retired, leaving the bakery in Daniel's palms. He persisted the tradition, giving extra than he acquired. But now, together with his very own touch, he started out free baking instructions for community kids, donated meals to local shelters, and even organized community events inside the bakery courtyard. Each act of giving rippled outward, growing a stronger, more related city. Daniel found out that lifestyles become not approximately counting profits or achievements. They become about connection, kindness, and generosity. He understood at ultimate what Mr. Harris had usually acknowledged. When you try to give more than you get, the sector offers back in approaches you could by no means are expecting. And so, in a small city surrounded by way of hills, Harris Fireplace have become extra than a bakery.